All right. Hey there, folks. It's John Boy here, Johnny, and we're getting into this match against Razz this week. So, well, looking at his team, I thought he would definitely bring the Metagross, but sure didn't. Or the Thundurus Tornadus. I have Thundurus. But, I thought he'd go for speed that way, outspeed me, all that good stuff. But, nope, got the Keldeo and Regidrago here, and the Behem, so that's kind of something. So I decide that I do want to bring Onco because it matches up fairly well into his team. It's got the weakness policy, as you can see. So I decided to start with a nice safe lead with the Thundurus, Tyson there, Onco in the back, and Marshadow in the back as well, because Marshadow definitely has a pretty good matchup. So we're up against 000 here. No stamps on your card. Come on, guy. Well, anyway, Shazam and 52 come out here. And this is kind of a really awkward lead. I did not really expect this to go here. So, I didn't really know what he was doing with the Behem. So, I think that he's probably going to go for a follow me. But just in case he doesn't, I go into just attacking him. So, he does the double protect just to scout what's going on here. And he sees my fake out, which most of the time I'm going to carry. And then I just go off for some damage here. So go with the close combat and a good old-fashioned protect here, lash out here. So just to get some nice damage. I got a crit there, which is unfortunate, but yeah, so I hit him pretty hard, and he sets up the Trick Room, which I was thinking, I was like, oh, okay. He's going to set up Trick Room. So here I know that he's probably going to attack my Thundurus because it's pretty threatening. So I go for a Protect, switch out because I want to conserve that fake out. And then since we're in Trick Room, Sandaconda is fairly slow. So I thought I'd switch out into Sandaconda. Well, they did attack into Thundurus. So get that off. I go for the high horsepower just to hit over there. And then, man, I'm thinking that I really want to get over there into the Behem. So, after knocking out the Electabuzz, I would hope that I would go up in the sky. He wouldn't know where I'm going to hit. But he does knock out the Thundurus, which is unfortunate. But I do get to see his Life Orb. I go for the Rock Slide just to get some chip. I go back out into my Hitmontop since there's not... I've got Fake Out. And he really can't redirect that. So we go for the Max Rockfall here into his main mon there. And that's just to start getting some chip damage on that Behem there. So I go for that, and then I go for the Fake Out just to neutralize any attacks from the Behem. And hopefully I don't get too much damage. Well, he switches into Grimmsnarl, which it's got Frisk. He sees both my items, which later on in the game, I think I'm under the, this is post-commentary, I think I'm under the impression it has Prankster for some reason, even though it clearly shows Frisk. But I guess I was just so used to it having Prankster that, even though I saw that, I'm like, oh, it's got two abilities. But here we go for the Rock Fall, to get that sand up. I know it breaks my sash, but I'm mostly worried about getting rid of that Behem, is stalling out some turns and doing some chip while we're at it there. So I go for the Quick Guard for some reason. Again, I think at the time I was like, okay, he's going to try to Thunder Wave me, or not Thunder Wave me, but the Tears move, to lower my special defense, even though he's clearly a physical Grim. But anyway, he goes for a big attack there. That hits me pretty hard. I go for the Max Quake to crit. Didn't really matter there, but it is unfortunate I keep getting all these crits. But yeah, I go for that to get our special defense a little bit higher, and then finally we are out of the Trick Room. So that was kind of a very slow grind here in game one. Well, Hitmontop again, I'm really not too, I'm willing to expend it. I'm looking at my speed, and Sandaconda is faster, So I go for that, and then I'm thinking I want to hit him with a close combat just to get some damage off on that Behem, and hopefully the sand will take it down. I'm almost max attack on Tyson here, but not quite, so we'll see how much it does. Goes for the follow me, as I suspected. Go for the max quake, up my special defense, just in case he wants to go for Sandaconda. Which, if I had to be a betting man, I think he'd go for the Hitmontop to get the nice, easy knockout. We hit with the close combat, lowers it down pretty well, and then I think we're in range if he does attack. So Tyson goes down, which is fine. Lowers it with Life Orb Burn, and then down with the Sand. So that's why I set the Sand so early, is to get, turns of chip if I could. So brings out the Marowak, and I bring out Marshadow, which I conserved in the back. We're not in Trick Room, it's 2v1, so I'm looking pretty good here. Well, Marowaks can be pretty powerful, so I go for a coil here, and I believe the Protect, because if he's going to try to blow up anything, it's probably going to be the Marshadow. It's pretty threatening, especially if he thinks I've got close combat on the Marshadow. So, yeah, I go ahead and Protect because I think that he's probably going to attack that. And even if he does go for Sandaconda, that's fine because I've got a coil and I should survive it because Sandaconda's got pretty good natural bulk and he's most likely a physical attacker. Well, he hits me with the Max Quake, raising his special defense, which is completely fine. I do get some Sandstorm chip there on myself, but I go for the close combat. Here is the attack. If he guards, who cares, because I can do the exact same thing next turn. So we go for close combat and high horsepower here, and we're hoping for some big hits. Well, I got a crit, which is unfortunate for him, but that is how the game goes. But I do get a clean knockout there with Sandaconda. My MVP for the match is really so. All right, well, that was match 1. We get into match 2 here, and I'm thinking, well, I want to have a different lead. I had a pretty good game, first game, for the most part. So I'm thinking I want to switch it up a little bit, be a little bit more risky. So I want to bring out Mr. Mime and get some redirection going. Maybe have Onko get hit by something, get its weakness policy off. Bring the Thundurus, and of course I gotta have Marshadow in the back. So this time I switch it up a little bit. I'm not quite convinced I want to bring Klefki yet. But yeah, this I just give a general read because I know I can take some risks since I won game 1. So usually I'm losing game 1 and I gotta go try hard in game 2, But now I can do some nice scouting. Well, he brings out the 1 button and his Snarl here. Yeah, so Regidrago poses some problems because it's pretty strong, classic thing, go for Fake Out, and then I, get hit by his Dragon Energy. Well, I go for the big old-fashioned Steel move here, Max Steel Spike, because I want to knock out that Grimmsnarl, get rid of it as quick as I can, because they always cause problems. Again, I still think I'm under the impression it's Prankster, but he hits me with the Fake Out because I wasn't quite sure if he was going to try to fake out me, so hits me, but I do get a clean knockout there. Dragon Energy comes out and does some damage on Sandaconda. Pretty nice damage there, but we survived. We are survivors here. I think he's a Choice Scarf, I believe. So, yeah, I wasn't fully convinced that he was Choice Scarf, though, because Sandaconda's not the fastest thing. I mean, neither is Regidrago, but I'm like, oh, well, it's probably max speed, and it outsped me, so that comes to bite me later that he's, a max, or he's a Choice Scarf. Well, I go for the Max Quake to raise my special defense, because again, I wasn't convinced that he was Choice Scarf, And, yeah, I go into the Keldeo, because I assume that he's probably going to think I'm going to go into that Regidrago pretty hard. So I go for the Gleam, get off some nice chip, and then go into his switch there, which was very Very nice. I assumed that he, was going to try to protect his Regidrago, maybe, but I just want to get that thing off the field, so it ended up working out pretty well. But he goes for the Max Quake, raises special defense, which isn't too terrible because I'm all physical. And but he does get the knockout on my Fairy type, which kind of sucks because I'm going to need a good way to hit that Regidrago, right? And also, of course, with its thing. So he brings it back out. And I go back in with Thundurus, which isn't like the best Mon to have in this match. So I go for the attack on Regidrago because, again, I want to hit that thing hard. And now I actually want to evade some damage. So, but Regidrago is Choice Scarf, which I realize here. And, yeah, but he doesn't knock me out. Then I get some nice defense for that Marowak. Marowak comes down with the Rock Fall. Hits me hard, even with the defense boost, doesn't knock me out. And we get some chip on Regidrago, which is nice. So, since I know he's Choice Scarf now, of all times, I go for the close combat because he can't protect. So, I just want to, for differential, want to hit him. And I knew Marshadow would survive since his HP is so low. And that is a wrap on game 2. So, fairly okay. I got a lot of knowledge that I really needed in terms of the Choice Scarf thing, Regidrago being a threat, and then, of course, getting rid of that Marowak. So, we get into game 3 here. And, oh, hey, man, how's it going? You popped up there. Yeah, we go into game 3, and I'm thinking, man, I really don't want to get hit by that Regidrago. And I can cause some ruckus with my Clef Keys, so I finally decide to bring out Jingle and lead with Mr. Mime here. Bring Marshadow in the back, because of course, and then Onko, because Onko's been doing pretty well. So I assume that he's going to bring Regidrago, because he thinks that it will probably go really well into my team, do some good damage. And yeah, so I'm assuming Regidrago, Electabuzz. Didn't know if he'd bring the Behemoth again, but here we go into game 3. So let's see how this goes here. Well, he throws out same lead as before, dangerous lead. This time he frisks me. I don't think he's going to go for a Dragon Energy. He'll go for something else, but in any case, I go for the Light Screen, if I'm not mistaken. And, oh no, I go for Thunder Wave to cripple that thing, in case it goes for, like, I don't know, a Hyper Beam or something. But which I guess he wouldn't do into Clef Key, he might do into Mr. Mime. But I go for the Fake Out this turn. I know I'm faster, so I do hit the Grimmsnarl. And he absorbs Lightning Rod. I mean, even if he didn't have Lightning Rod, it'd be Ground type, so. Well, I go for the Reflect here, and then I say, well, I can't really do too much. I want to conserve Mr. Mime, unlike I did last match. So I switch out into Onko here, because Onko's got really good physical defense against both of these folks. So, and then with Reflect, I'm going to do pretty well, I think. Well, he switches out into Shazam, which, of course, always got the Follow Me, which I don't think I've seen another move on Electabuzz. I think it just literally did Follow Me, which is effective. It's got Aviolite and everything. Well, we put up the Reflect, and I'm about to take a big hit. He goes into Sandaconda, though, which lowers me to about a third of my HP, which isn't super ideal. But I go for Magic Room to weaken everything on his side of the field. And, I almost thought, I was like, man, he probably doesn't think I'm going to max a Mon that's this low in HP, but, gotta risk it for the biscuit if you want to win, So I go for that, and, I don't think I went for the max Steel Spike because I want to get off good damage on that Electabuzz, hopefully knock it out if I can. And my whole idea here was, usually trying to go for the moves that he didn't expect me to go for. Because, they'd be super obvious, which sometimes bites you in the rear, right? But, yeah, we go for that. Doesn't raise my important defense. It raises special. But I do have Reflect up, which is fine. Well, since I use Magic Room, I'm assuming he's Thick Club on his Thick Boy over there. Yeah, I get rid of that, and it lowers the damage. So I knew I'd probably be safe from that. Well, here I'm I'm thinking I need to get rid of Klefki because it can't do too much right now. I need to conserve it. Doesn't have any attacking moves, but I also don't want him to know that. You know, just use a bunch of status or something. So I deliberate here, but yeah, I end up switching last second and going for the guard because I think he's going to attack in a Sandaconda. So goes for the follow me to redirect. How nice. Goes for the max quick, and I do predict that correctly. And I was counting turns. He goes down before me. So I'm hoping here that I can go for the fake out, but I'm thinking he's going to predict that. So I go for the Dazzling Gleam to do chip on both, and then hopefully the max quake will knock out the Electabuzz. Well, he goes for the scouting turn again. I guess that's his moniker. He did that the first game. So I go for the max quake. Again, not really helping out the important defense, but get off some big damage there. Without Eviolite, it does a pretty good chunk. And I'm back down to my regular form. So here I'm just thinking, I just want to hit him. I just want to hit him hard. You know, I do double damage. I'm not thinking that he can really knock me out with his Marowak, except for the helping hand. Oh. But since I'm faster than both, I'm hoping for like a flinch, you know, since I've gotten like 1,000,000 crits so far. Hey, look, another crit. I don't think that one mattered though, but he ends up hitting me with Earthquake and Reflect War off, which is lame. But yeah, knocks out Sandaconda, but I'm in a pretty good position here to go in and sweep if I can. So I'm thinking about maybe getting out Jingle to set back up my Reflect, you know, so I don't have to worry so much, but I decided to go out into the Pokemon Fan. Well, I've got Marshadow. Now, what I should have done here was gone for a Dazzling Gleam and a Close Combat, but for some reason I switched. Again, I think during the game I just had it in my head that he's gonna like T-Wave me or do something with Grimmsnarl, but it's Frisk. So I do the wrong move here, whatever I was thinking at the time, totally wrong. I switch out, get rid of my Wincon, and bring out my shiny keys. He detects, which, yeah, I go right into him, and he uses a Play Rough and knocks me out, because it's a very physically effective Grimmsnarl there. Well, and then he goes for, you know, he's got his Mons here, send out Mr. Mime, and this is basically a wrap. I mean, I can go for Dazzling Gleams and knock out the Grimmsnarl, and you know, I've got my keys over there that can put up a Reflect because I know he's all physical right now. But yeah, here it's just really a downhill thing here. So go for the Dazzling Gleam. He goes for Darkest Lariat, knocks me out. I don't have any attacking moves on good old Klefki. The Reflect helped me out. He knocked out his own Mon, which that just counts against him. I don't get any more diff from him doing that, but yeah, so anyway, it was a fun match. You know, I made the wrong play at the end, but that's how it goes, you know, whatever mindset you're in. But had a pretty good game 1 and game 2, but yeah, that's how it goes. But man, Razz is a great player. I got to see his video earlier, and I really appreciated his thought processes when he was looking at the games and stuff. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the match. I know I did. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and take care.